Have you noticed lately that your legs don't feel as strong as they used to? Maybe it's getting harder to stand up from a chair, or perhaps your legs feel heavy when you walk, even after a short distance. Some people start getting nighttime cramps in their calves, or they feel an uncomfortable burning sensation in their thighs. Others feel off balance or weak when they try to climb stairs. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Many older adults experience leg discomfort, stiffness, and weakness. But here's something most people don't know. These issues might be connected to something as simple, but as powerful, as vitamin D. Yes, vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. We hear about it often in connection with bone health or immunity, but the real truth is that vitamin D also plays a major role in how your legs function, how your muscles move, and even how steady you feel when you walk. Today, we're going to talk about something that doesn't get nearly enough attention: how vitamin D levels, both too low and too high, can quietly affect the health of your legs, your ability to move, and even your independence. Now, I want to be very clear. This isn't a typical lecture. This is a friendly conversation, something I'd share with my own parents or loved ones, because I've seen firsthand how small vitamin imbalances can lead to big problems, and how correcting them can completely turn things around. Let's start with a simple question. What exactly does vitamin D do in your body? Most people know it helps your bones, but the story goes much deeper. Vitamin D actually acts more like a hormone than a vitamin. It helps your body absorb calcium and phosphorus, both of which are crucial for strong bones. But more than that, vitamin D directly affects your muscles, nerves, and the signals that travel between them. Every time you take a step, your brain sends a signal down to your legs. That signal tells your muscles when to move, how hard to push, and when to stop. Vitamin D helps make sure that message is clear and strong. When your vitamin D levels are too low, those signals can get weak. You might notice that your muscles don't respond as quickly, your legs feel heavy, or you stumble a bit more often than you used to. Some people even say they feel like their legs are made of rubber. That's because without enough vitamin D, your muscle fibers start to weaken and lose their ability to support you. And unfortunately, this often happens slowly and silently, over weeks and months. Take the story of Harold, a 72-year-old man who enjoyed his daily walks. Over time, he started cutting his walk shorter. He thought he was just getting older, but then he noticed his legs shaking when standing still. His doctor checked his vitamin D level, and it was extremely low. After a few months of balanced supplements and more sunlight, Harold said something I'll never forget. "I feel like I got my legs back." That's how powerful this vitamin is. But the problem is, most seniors don't know they're deficient. Why? Because as we age, our skin makes less vitamin D from sunlight, and many of us spend more time indoors. If you wear sunscreen or cover your arms and legs, you may not be making enough. On top of that, your kidneys, already working hard, don't convert vitamin D into its active form as efficiently. Some medications, especially for blood pressure or inflammation, can interfere with vitamin D absorption as well. Add it all up, and it's no wonder that up to 50% of older adults have low vitamin D. Now, what does that look like in the body? Well, first, there's a deep aching in the bones and muscles, especially in the hips, thighs, or calves. You might notice that your legs cramp up when you're trying to relax at night, or your muscles might feel sore even if you haven't done much. Over time, this can turn into difficulty walking, slow movement, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. In fact, multiple studies have shown that seniors with low vitamin D are more likely to fall and break a hip. Let's pause here for a second, because a fall might not sound serious, but for many seniors, it can change everything. One broken bone can lead to long hospital stays, less independence, and sometimes even early loss of mobility. And if something as simple as correcting vitamin D can prevent that, isn't it worth understanding? But here's where the story takes a surprising turn. Just as too little vitamin D can cause leg problems, too much can be just as harmful. You see, vitamin D is fat-soluble. That means your body stores it in fat and doesn't flush it out easily like vitamin C or B vitamins. If you take high doses over time, vitamin D can build up in your system, sometimes to dangerous levels, and many people, especially older adults, are taking large supplements without regular blood tests or doctor supervision. Some over-the-counter pills offer 2,000, 5,000, or even 10,000 IU of vitamin D per capsule. taking that daily for months without knowing your levels. That's a recipe for trouble. Here's what happens when you get too much vitamin D. Your blood calcium levels start to rise. That condition is called hypercalcemia. High calcium sounds harmless, but it's not. It can cause painful cramps in your legs, especially the thighs and calves. It can also make your joints feel stiff and achy. Some people describe a burning or tingling sensation in the muscles. Others say their legs feel tight or locked, and they lose flexibility in the knees or hips. Why does this happen? Because excess calcium affects the way your nerves and muscles communicate. Think of it like static on a phone line. Your muscles can't hear the right signal, so they get confused, tense up, or just stop working smoothly. In serious cases, people can experience balance problems, nausea, extreme fatigue, and even kidney trouble. Which brings us to another important part of this story: your kidneys. Your kidneys help regulate both calcium and vitamin D. When you take too much vitamin D, your kidneys have to work harder to remove the excess. Over time, this strain can lead to poor filtration, water retention, and waste buildup. You might notice your legs becoming swollen, especially the ankles and feet. That swelling can make it harder to walk and may cause a heavy, dragging feeling in the lower legs. And if the kidneys begin to fail, the symptoms get worse: muscle weakness, fluid retention, and a general feeling of exhaustion. We often think of our kidneys in terms of urine or blood pressure, but they also protect our muscles, nerves, and movement. That's why overdosing on vitamin D, even with good intentions, can cause real harm. In fact, some hospitalizations in older adults are caused by vitamin D toxicity, a problem that's entirely preventable with a little awareness. So now you might be wondering, how much vitamin D is the right amount? For most older adults, the recommended daily intake is between 600 and 800 IU. But the real answer is, it depends. The right dose varies depending on your age, your blood levels, how much sun you get, and whether you have other medical conditions. That's why it's so important to have your vitamin D tested before starting or increasing supplements. One simple blood test can give your doctor the information they need to guide you safely. There are many ways to get vitamin D: sunlight, foods, and yes, supplements when needed. But each source should be used wisely. Safe sun exposure can be 15 to 20 minutes, a few times a week, on the arms and legs. Foods like salmon, fortified milk, eggs, and mushrooms can help too. And when you do use supplements, start small. Let your doctor guide you. And avoid megadoses unless it's specifically prescribed for a short time under medical care. So, what does all this mean for you? It means your legs are talking to you. When they feel stiff, weak, or crampy, listen. Don't brush it off as just aging. It might be a sign that your body needs help. Vitamin D may be a quiet partner in your health, but it plays a loud role in how you move, how you balance, and how free you feel every day. If you've been feeling unsure on your feet or your legs don't feel as dependable as they once did, please talk to your doctor about testing your vitamin D. It's a simple step that could help restore your strength, improve your balance, and protect your independence. And remember, health doesn't come from guessing. It comes from understanding, testing, and taking thoughtful steps forward. Thank you for spending this time with me. This channel was created to help you live with more confidence, more freedom, and more joy. If you found this video helpful, I encourage you to subscribe so you won't miss the next important message for your health. And speaking of next steps, if you're living with diabetes or know someone who is, the video now on your screen explains the 3 most important vitamins every diabetic should take. It's full of clear, gentle advice, just like this one. I'll see you there. Until then, take care of yourself and your legs. They've carried you this far. Let's make sure they keep carrying you with strength and grace.